Between 1998 and 2004, small businesses produced approximately half of the nation's private, non-farm gross domestic product. The foundation of the economy of this country and this city is not the large big names that you often hear, but the smaller businesses. This is where the job growth is. This is where the energy comes from, and this is why we are committed to them. The Record Shack has been at the same location on 125th Street for over 40 years. It is the only store that sells tunes from across the African diaspora. Shikulu Shange is the proprietor of the Record Shack. This past February, he was served with eviction papers from his landlord, the United House of Prayer for All People. He took the case to court where a judge ruled that Shange had until March 2008 to vacate the premises. The House of Prayer for All People did not return calls for comment.
My name is Shikulu Shange. I'm born and raised in South Africa. I came here in the 60s. I've been a business person in the Harlem community for the last 40 years, and I've been in this location for 35 years. They are here saying that they don't want to renew the lease, they don't want to negotiate anything. All what they want the space back. And there is no good reason they are offering for asking for the space back.
The city created the Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone 12 years ago, an organization that aids in revitalizing north of 96th Street. However, many small African-American business owners in Harlem claim that major retail chains like H&M, Marshalls, and Starbucks are driving commercial rents up and accelerating gentrification.
Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone was brought in under the pretense that it would enhance our businesses, but it ended up, the money ended up in the hands of the adversaries who took that money and worked against us and helped to throw us out of business.
Shange and other business owners accuse the Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone of not doing its job. They say $11.2 million in loans to Harlem are enabling big businesses to drive small businesses out. The Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone has not returned phone calls at press time. The fruit man, who refused to give his name, sells fruits on the corner of Lenox Avenue. Reluctant to give the amount of revenue he generates, he has mixed feelings about gentrification.
It was given to the people who was it intended to, then the small businesses in Harlem would be run out, okay? It wasn't given to us. It was given to people who did not need it, okay? Starbucks, CVS, Staples and all that's good. We needed that, but it shouldn't be at the expense of black businesses that were already in that. You should have came and helped them instead of ran them out. We had stationery stores before Staples came. We had pharmacies before CVS came. What good about it is the improvement in the community, the diversity of the community. We have a little better quality of stuff than we had before. That's the good part. Services, not so much food quality, but services. We have more police protection.
Mixtape DJ Dave O has been a consumer of the Record Shack for over 10 years. He expressed his feelings over the possible eviction.
For this place to go down, it's like the Apollo going down.
If the Record Shack goes, you have to go down to 42nd Street to get your culture. And maybe even then you might not get it because they don't give a damn about you.
In August, two advocacy groups, the Harlem Committee to Protect Black Businesses and the Harlem Tenants Council, hosted a meeting at St. Ambrose Church. The meeting, called Saving the Soul of Black Businesses in Harlem, was to raise awareness about what the organizers consider economic racism encountered by African-American-owned businesses in Harlem. The panelists discussed challenges and strategies posed by gentrification. Dr. James McIntosh, author and psychiatrist, spoke directly to the psychological effects of gentrification.
You see, gentrification involves gentrifiers. And gentrifiers are just like explorers. They're not really explorers. They're invaders.
DeWanna Thomas, Harlem filmmaker, addressed the emotional effect gentrification has on people in the community.
I didn't delve that deep into the questions I was asking her. And the anguish that she was feeling to a complete stranger behind a camera was, what about me? You know, I'm trying to get help, I'm trying to get support, I want to be able to participate in this process, but I'm having doors shut in my face.
Small businesses contribute much more to the United States economy and society as a whole than can be calculated just from the spending and profit that they generate. These businesses are economically innovative compared to larger companies, more able to respond to changing consumer demand, and more receptive to creating opportunities for women and minorities in distressed areas. Ray Richardson, a Harlem resident, said that elected officials should offer support to Harlem business owners and residents.
Small businesses, like there's quite a few in this area, that is going to not be able to remain here because the rent is going to be high. What they have to do is band together and work with some of the tenants associations. But here's the most important part. Why hasn't the mayor's office or the governor's office, or even better than that, Charlie Rangel, sit down here and start looking at why the economics is not being provided to the small business as it was?
The city recently introduced rezoning on 125th Street called River to River. The plan is to encourage the creation of new businesses, cultural and entertainment attractions, and many jobs. Elected officials and civic leaders are trying to find a way to execute the plan without destroying the character of Harlem or driving small businesses out of the community.
I'll leave the country and go back to Africa. You know, so I still have that option to start all over again.